Mark Lee from MyCondoPro. Today I'm really honored to interview Charles from Melbourne Group and Natasha, the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for the Collecdev Developments. Hello guys, how are you today?
Hi there. How are you?
Thank you for your time. So Natasha, I know you have an exciting project coming soon. So it's called Tretti Condos. I just want a little bit more information about this project. Also, we have a question like how's the developer, a lot of people is asking about how's the developer doing this thing in the market. So do you want to talk a little bit more about Collecdev?
Yeah. So I think when we first met, it was on Westwood Gardens.
Yes,
That was our first master plan community up in Richmond Hill.
Yes.
We're excited to announce construction's well underway, and we are geothermal system is in. We've excavated our underground parking garage, and construction's full steam ahead.
Yes.
We also are excited to start launching our new community, Tretti Condominiums, here in the Wilson submarket. We have already started construction in advance of going to the market. Our geothermal system, they are currently across the street digging the bore field. The geothermal system, we have that at Westwood Gardens and at Tretti Condominiums. It reduces the carbon footprint by 70% and gives our residents predictable monthly maintenance fees, which is a huge asset.
That's a lot of people want to hear that.
Yes, we have a very substantial investment in this neighborhood. We're also building another four buildings in the area, and we plan on subsequent phases next fall, this upcoming fall, on this part of the street. So we will be redeveloping this part with a new residential tower.
Wow, this is amazing. Collecdev definitely one of the best developers in the city, and they invest a lot of money in this neighborhood, Wilson High and Downsville area. So why they put so much money in here, and why they have the confidence about this area? So Charles, you want to talk a little bit about the area?
Sure, Mark. Collecdev has chosen a very strategic location here. Being so close to the subway is very unique. We're literally less than 50 meters away, which is maybe a 2-minute walk at most. And it's a great subway connection here. You can go north up to York University, you're 10 minutes by subway to York, which has over 52,000 students. And they have a long average commute time, and most of those students take transit, but it takes them an hour to get to school. So for us to have a 10-minute commute time directly to York, that would be enough for a lot of developers to do a building on without any other features in the area, just having the connection to York University. Then in the other direction, you've got University of Toronto, which is a 17-minute ride to the St. George stop. And U of T is a huge school as well. So you have, between York and U of T, you have over 140,000 students that are basically a direct subway ride away. So it's a phenomenal location there for sure. But there's also growth happening all around the site in every direction. And some of the potential has been featured in the newspaper over the past year as being some of the most potential out of the whole GTA and potentially Canada. So specifically, Globe and Mail and the National Post had talked about how the Bombardier lands, or the former Bombardier lands, the Downsview Airport, is Canada's largest urban renewal project.
Yes.
And how, and people have talked about Downsview Park and the Downsview lands for years, just to the northwest of our site. But the sale of the Bombardier lands is a catalyst for potential change, because the Downsview lands currently are planned for 42,000 new jobs and residences.
Yes.
But there's a height restriction in place because of the airport. And as the airport changes use and they take away the airport and something else gets developed there, they're lifting the height restriction. So if you can fit 42,000 new residents and jobs across low-rise developments like townhomes and mid-rise developments like 12, 13-story boutique buildings, imagine how many jobs and residences you can fit in the Downsview lands with high-rise developments.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yes.
And the Downsview lands are already being developed. There's already projects underway there.
Sure.
And so, but the sale of the Bombardier lands and the potential for rezoning it and changing its use will open up those plans for those 42,000 new jobs and residences in that low-rise development. So just to put 42,000 jobs and residents into perspective, if you look at Vaughan, you're talking about 36,000 new jobs and residences. We're closer to the city and we have more. If you look at Amazon moving to Brooklyn, New York, they brought 25,000 new jobs to the area. And real estate values in that area spiked and went through the roof, and then when Amazon pulled out or canceled their plans, they came back down again. It's a significant number. Like, this is very, very large. So, and that doesn't actually include the airport lands themselves. And the airport lands themselves consist of 375 acres. And that's what the newspapers are talking about being Canada's largest urban renewal project. And 375 acres, to put that into perspective, you know, we know about some large communities throughout the GTA, like downtown Markham, for example, south of Highway 7, you know, starting at Warden and then going east. That's 243 acres, including a 70-acre park. If you're looking at Liberty Village or City Place by Concord,
Yes.
those are each just over 40 acres in size. So this is 10 times bigger than Liberty Village or than, you know, Concord City Place. You really have to go to a global scale to get a good idea of the type of potential and community that that the city can have built there. So one comparison that was made in the National Post was Canary Wharf. Because the thing about the airport lands is that they're currently zoned employment, and the city wants to protect employment lands, and so does the province, right? They want to protect jobs. And so where else in the city of Toronto do you have high-density employment with high rises? Well, office buildings, you see them along Yonge Street, you see them in the Central Business District, but nowhere else really. And when we look at the world market, like a good neighborhood comparison is Canary Wharf, which was a new central business district that was started outside of London because of the transit infrastructure and connections. That was one of the key elements, the same way that this area is connected very well with transit, and the Downsview lands are as well. We're essentially talking about the potential of an entirely new business district, but the Downsview Airport is 4 times the size of Canary Wharf. So
It's an opportunity for the investors.
we're talking about a global scale. By owning now, coming in before that change happens, you benefit from a lot of upward pressure on real estate values that happen as the area develops. Because right now there isn't much there. You know, the park is beautiful. It's still under construction. There's a lot of amenities in the park. But once you add all of those jobs, you're adding more demand on the local real estate. And when you bring in more local real estate, more residential real estate, you're in turn attracting more employers and more services and more businesses and more restaurants and more fun. So it's a great place to come in with some of the best pricing and the best values in the GTA with some of the most potential growth.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be a truly successful project for sure. So a lot of people call me already for this project. You guys want to share me a little bit of information about this condo itself? What's the price point? A lot of people asking me about that. Yeah, we told them we have a Sam's Collecdev, we have amazing housing structures, but people always excited about pricing.
Of course.
Yeah, well, one thing we can add, as this area continues to make headlines,
Yes.
we can see that just bringing this project to the market, the response has been overwhelming. Week after week, we're seeing spikes in our registrations. Our head office phone is ringing off the hook. Like, people are asking,
I believe that, for sure, yeah.
when are you launching the project? We're excited to have the first opportunity. And you know, we have spent made an investment on the marketing, but we can see this area speaks for itself, and we're happy to have this investment in the neighborhood, but to continue with our future development plans. And specifically this project, it's very different than anything you would see in this neighborhood. We've worked with GH3 Architects, who's done a phenomenal job just creating such a striking, bold architecture. It's very different from any building you would see. The way the balconies are cantilevered to view at the Central Park, the geothermal system, innovative suite design. We have an amenity program that is taking inspiration more of a Scandinavian design. We're having co-working spaces and creating spaces for social interaction is a huge value for the residents that would live in this community. So we're very excited. We've raised the bar. You know, we continue to do that in every project we bring to the market and expand upon our best practices. But in terms of the innovative suite design, I think you can both, based on experience, you can see the 2-bedroom split design, full 2 baths, is a very popular unit type.
Oh,
And it's such a unique value proposition in terms of our offering, and we've strategically ensured that our product offering, 76% of our units are that product type. So
Yeah.
we're excited to bring this to the market.
That's good.
And that ties back to your question about pricing, because they've done such an excellent job in designing the suites that you can own one of these 2 bedrooms with 2 washrooms for significantly less than other 2 bedrooms in the area and other 2 bedrooms in the city of Toronto. But because they're so well designed, you'd be able to rent them out for almost the same as other 2 bedrooms. Or, if you're an end user, you get the same practical value out of it because the suite layouts have been designed so well. And, Collecdev is a group that's done that specifically with the suites, but like Natasha said, the design of the building, the way that they've approached the community and approached the city, they're really looking after all stakeholders. So they're thinking about all the details to make sure that everyone's really winning throughout the process. And they've done a phenomenal job putting this building together.
I know Collecdev is really have a reputation about looking at detail. That's our clients love it. In Westwood Gardens, people love it. And
Great to hear.
we sold the Westwood literally just 1 month. That's
Yes.
the building now. We still have a lot of buyers didn't get a chance to buy it. So this building is.
Well, you can bring them here, right?
No, 100% they are on board for this place, and they're just waiting for the coming. So the Tretti Condo will be coming end of April. I have the platinum access and I have a guaranteed unit. So please register with me or call me. I will give you the guaranteed unit and first access, first initial price. Thank you, and thank you, Charles.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Natasha. Thank you for
You're
your time.
welcome. Pleasure, Mark.
Thank you.